Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tyler Hudson Show. This is a show hosted by me, Tyler Hudson. Now, on this show, we talk about things that are very important to our everyday lives. For instance, we talk about LaCroix. Speaking of LaCroix, now that you've brought it up, let me just bring you guys, I just want to talk about something serious real quick. LaCroix has yet to respond to my tweets, to my Instagram tags. I tag them in all of my pictures that include my show. They've yet to respond back to if they want to sponsor this show. And so I just wanted to address that real quick. LaCroix, I don't know what it is. I don't know who over there doesn't like me. And you might be thinking, this guy's not a big deal. This guy, is just some rinky-dink little podcast in Louisville, Kentucky. No one's going to care. Why would we sponsor him? Well, LaCroix, you know what? I just love you guys, okay? I love you so much. Please sponsor my show. And here's the thing. I'm pulling out the big guns. Today, as my faithful listeners know, listeners, that's a real word. As my faithful listeners know, I have a LaCroix of the episode. Every episode, I just pop open a new can of LaCroix. This episode, we're doing something a little bit different. I've talked a lot of crap about the LaCroix skinny cans. LaCroix Curat is what they're called. It's not French. And so for this episode, I wanted to say I'm sorry to LaCroix and say I will give it a shot. And I will try one of your LaCroix Curats. And so today I have here with me Kiwi Sandia, which in Italian means kiwi watermelon, I'm assuming. Let's just try this out. I'm anxious. Let's get it open. Okay. Well, that's an interesting taste. Not my favorite in the world. I'm not sure how that would rank, but it definitely exists, and it is technically a drink. So LaCroix, I just pulled out the big stops, and I finally popped open a skinny can. It's your move, really. The ball is in your court. So, just reach out to me. I have a Twitter. I have an Instagram. You know that very well. Obviously, you're just not responding. And everyone who listens to this show, if you have social media, find a way to contact LaCroix. Maybe find their email and just let them know that they need to sponsor the Tyler Hudson Show. Okay, now that that's out of the way, today we got an interesting one. I was having a really hard time coming up with topic ideas for this show, and then my mom, shout out to my mom, Laura Barnett. You can find her at Twitter somewhere. I can't really remember what her Twitter handle is off the top of my head, but she said, "Tyler, I want to hear your Oscar predictions," and not only did she want that, she wanted me to do a podcast about it. And so, like any good little boy, I am gonna do what my mom wants and do Oscar predictions today. Now, here's the thing. I'm normally seen in a lot of circles as the movie guy. I do a lot of talking to people about movies. I have a lot of opinions about movies. I'll be honest, this year I kind of sucked at it. This year I haven't seen most of the movies on the Oscar list. Normally I would have by now. Normally, like week before, I would be like, you know what, I need to get these all out of the way, watch them so I can be informed. This year I just didn't, for whatever. I just kind of forgot. I put it off, and it was just like none of them came out on DVD as fast as they have in previous years, and so I just didn't have the time. If you want to hear more about actual real Oscar predictions, you probably should go to First Off, a podcast hosted by Jordan Witt, and I'm sure he talks a lot more about actual series because he's seen probably most of them. But I've been seen as the movie guy in a lot of my friend groups for a while, but this year I really slacked. I played a lot more video games than normal, and I just forgot about movies in general. So I'm just going to go down the list, or I guess up the list, because I'm going to go best live action short film first, and I'm going to just give my predictions. I'm going to read off each one, and I'm going to just give you, maybe I'll just base it off the title alone. Maybe I'll literally look at the poster and be like, oh, that looks cool. And I don't know about most of the plots of all of these movies. I really don't know much. I'm just going to give you an off-the-cuff, this is what's going to happen. Now, here's the thing. I'm also going to make it more complicated because who doesn't like that? I am going, for each category, I'm going to have a what should win, what's going to win, and if there's a wild card, And I'm still going to do that for the ones that I know nothing about, just to keep things a little spicy meatball. Speaking of that, in future episodes of the Tyler Hudson Show, I have an idea that I'm going to eat a habanero pepper at the beginning of the episode, and then just talk at great length about something. So I want you guys home listening, tweet at me at the Tyler Hudson and tell me what you want to hear me talk about for great length while I have a habanero pepper. Maybe I'll pop 2 in my mouth, and you'll listen to me die on a podcast. So lucky you. Let's go ahead and get started. Best live action short film. Now we got at least 5, I'd say, nominees here, because there really is 5. a lot of them are in languages I don't entirely understand, and I'll try my best to butcher them. First, we have Enemies Interiors, directed by Salim Azazi. Looks like a great film. Next, we have La Femme et le TGV. Okay. Mindenki. I like that one. That's probably my favorite so far. Time Code by Juanjo Jimenez Pina. And then Silent Nights. Okay. Now, just going off of this alone, Silent Nights appears to be, just off the title, probably some kind of Christmas film. Probably has to do with the Christmas carols of some kind. Time Code, I'm guessing, has something to do with punching in at work. Next, Mindenki, couldn't tell you what that's about. Looks like there's like some little, it's like some, just like orphans, or maybe, no wait. Oh, it's a lot of music. It's a music thing. Okay, so it's from Hungary, it looks like. And the other two I don't know how to pronounce, so I'm really sorry. I'm not being, languageist, but I'm probably not going to pick one of those. I say what should win will probably be Mindenki. I'm sure it's great. Christoph Diak looks like he's doing a lot of good stuff, as well as Anna Udvart Havarti. It's not her name. What's going to win? I would say Silent Nights, because everyone loves, like, a lot of people like Christmas, and people love that song, and I think the whole movie's probably about that song. Wild card, I'd say, is Enemies Interiors. And if you want to go online at imdb.com/ there's a lot of, so Oscars / nominations, and then there's a bunch of letters and numbers. You can follow along with me at home and look at all the words that I'm not pronouncing correctly. Best animated short film. Here we go. Blind Vaisha. That seems really cool. Nice looking poster. Next, we have Borrowed Time. That's not possible. The third one is Pear Cider and Cigarettes. Okay. The next, we have Pearl. And then finally, we have Piper. Now, Piper's the only one on this list that I have seen, actually, because it was playing before the hit movie Moana, which we'll talk about later at great length, I'm sure. So I'm going to give the what should win to that, because I actually know about that one. Not that it necessarily, I'm not sure, it might even not deserve to win, but I'm going to give it to that one. What's going to win? I'm also going to say Piper, and yes, it's entirely because it's a Disney film, because Disney has a pretty good track record with those, and I'm not sure what's won in the past, but I would say that's probably going to win. What should win, I'm actually going to change to, let's say Pear Ciders and Cigarettes. From the title, it sounds like I'm sure it's really cool, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of random. Wild card, if we had one here, I would say Borrowed Time, because if it has to do with time at all, maybe this is just, maybe I'm just spitballing here, and I know I am, but Borrowed Time, maybe it's like a time travel thing, And if it is, I think people like that kind of stuff. Here we go. Best documentary short subject. We have Extremis, which is an Iron Man storyline, I'm pretty sure. 4.1 miles, so they couldn't do the whole marathon, I guess. So it's just 4.1 miles. Joe's Violin, Watani, My Homeland. That sounds cool. And then the White Helmets. I'm not sure what's that about. Is that like a stormtrooper? Nope. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, all right. So what should win? I'm going to go with probably Joe's Violin. I like the title. It's so out there and broad, and also very specific at the same time. I like that a lot. What's going to win? The White Helmets, because I think it has something to do with the Syrian refugee crisis, maybe. And honestly, I'm sure that's actually really interesting. Just looking at the title and looking at the poster makes me really interested to see that movie, honestly. Joe's Violin's kind of just, honestly, Joe's Violin, I would say, is more of a wild card. After not experiencing that movie at all, I would say that's definitely more of a wild card film. Watani, My Homeland should win, in my opinion, but I know nothing about it, so that's, next. Best documentary feature. Okay, here we go. Fire at Sea. You're not going to say that word. Life, Animated is the next film. OJ, Made in America, and 13th. Now, here's the thing. I've been meaning to watch 13th. 13th is supposed to be awesome. It's on Netflix. That's supposed to be great, and every single thing I've heard about it is, like, fantastic. So, honestly, I'm pulling for 13th on this, because that's a movie that I've been trying to watch for a while, and that sucks because I don't give much credit to the other ones. I'm sure they're all still great. It's just I know a lot about 13th, and I'm really interested to see it. OJ might win, too. Best achievement in visual effects. We got Deepwater Horizon, which is just Mark Wahlberg being himself. Doctor Strange, The Jungle Book, Kubo and the Two Strings, and Rogue One. Or it might be Rouge One. I haven't decided. Best achievement. Okay, so I did see Doctor Strange, Jungle Book, and Rogue One. I'm not going to give it to Deepwater Horizon or Kubo because those are like, even though Kubo is like stop motion, it's still like an animated film. So like I'm not going to give it visual effects, whatever. Deepwater Horizon stuff blows up, I'm sure. I'm going to give this to The Jungle Book because it has a lot to do with motion capture. Actually, not really. No, I don't really think it does have anything to do with motion capture. But if you've seen Jungle Book, you know how cool the animations are, and they did a lot of the animals, and it's like one kid, and then the entire rest of the film is animated. So I'm pretty, as far as visual effects go, and the entire movie is basically one giant visual effect, I'm pretty sure The Jungle Book's going to win. You should go see that movie if you haven't. Best achievement in sound editing. We have Arrival, Deepwater Horizon, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, and Sully. Here's the thing. I actually don't think La La Land is going to win this. If you've seen La La Land, you might be thinking, Tyler, that movie's immaculate. That movie's perfect. There's nothing wrong with that movie. Of course it's going to sweep the Oscars this year. I say nay. I say nay to that. Wait, I didn't even do my subcategories for the last one. I apologize. Well, and the one before that. Wow, this is already exploding. Okay, best achievement in sound editing. I'm just going to skip past those other ones. I would say what's going to win is going to be, Arrival, because I didn't see Deepwater Horizon or Sully. What's going to win is going to be Arrival. What should win, honestly, probably Arrival. Wild card is going to be Sully. Didn't see it, but I'm sure it's great. Only reason La La Land wouldn't, I felt the movie was very, very quiet. And the same thing with sound. Actually, wait, that's more of a sound mixing thing. Well, I'm going to go ahead and just move past it anyway. Best achievement in sound mixing, not going to go to La La Land. Once again, too quiet at parts, I think. And you need the movie to be loud enough to where I can hear it in the theater. So what should win for best achievement in sound mixing real quick? We got Arrival, Hacksaw Ridge, La La Land, Rouge One, and 13th Hours. That's like the only thing I think it's nominated for. So what should win here? Arrival. What's going to win? I feel like it's going to be La La Land, but honestly, I really hope people know what sound mixing is, because I just don't think La La Land was that good as far as sound mixing goes. Wild card on this, I'm going to say 13 Hours, only because it's like the only thing that movie's nominated for, so I think that'd be interesting. Best achievement in music written for motion pictures, original song. So this is just the original song. All right, now we got 2 La La Land nods here. We got La La Land, and then parentheses, Audition, The Fools Who Dream, Trolls, Can't Stop the Feeling, La La Land, City of Stars, Jim, the James Foley story, The Empty Chair, and then Moana, How Far I'll Go. Now here's the thing. I'm a big Moana fan. You're going to hear about that in a second. What should win, in my opinion, is City of Stars from La La Land. What's going to win? City of Stars from La La Land. Wild card, and I hate this about myself, but I'm going to go with Audition from La La Land, which I don't like because I don't like that song that much. It's cool lyrically, and that's fine, but it didn't really work for me as a song, like as a whole. Like I don't know, it seemed a little bland, honestly. City of Stars is going to win. City of Stars is a good song. I want to say Moana will win because I want to see Lin-Manuel Miranda finally get the EGOT, but I don't think it's going to happen. It's not his year. Wait till Mary Poppins comes out. Best achievement in music written for motion picture original score. We have Jackie. We have La La Land. Lion. Then we have Moonlight. And then we have Passengers. Okay. I've heard good things about Passengers, actually, for music. Here, I'm going to say this. What should win? La La Land. What's going to win? La La Land. What wild card could be Passengers? Passengers apparently sucked, except for the music. So I'm going to say La La Land. La La Land's soundtrack is freaking amazing. If you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. Go see the movie. Go give it all your money. But wild card would be Passengers. And I'm sorry for Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence that they had to be in that movie. Okay, this is the really interesting one. I think this is the one that will be fantastic. Best achievement in makeup and hairstyling. A Man Called Ove is the first one, or it might be Of. I don't know how. I think that's a different language. Star Trek Beyond is next, and then Suicide Squad. Now, if you